It is the final round of the Dynamic Disc Open. This is round 4 after having to make a cut on round 3. This is the 5th Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the year. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're the two Hot Geese.
Honk.
Yeah, a little less windy today. It was a 50% cut. Those that made the cut will get paid. So today's like a little bit more fun for everybody, hopefully.
Yeah, guaranteed payday for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
A lot less wind, a lot more geese out there on the field.
Kristen Tatar in the lead by 4 strokes. Katrina shooting, I believe, the hot round yesterday, 5 down to get on to the lead card. Also joined by Emily Beach and Valerie Mandujano. All big crushers, which you need out here.
The wind was calmer today, but it was still a little bit of a wind. Same direction somehow as the last few days. This bomber hole 1 is almost 1,000 feet. You want to go right down the middle for 2 or 3 drives in a row. This one is birdieable for sure, especially by the ladies on the lead card. There's out of bounds, really tight on the left side as the fairway slopes downhill from right to left. It pinches a little bit around the basket, but it's not super nervy because 9 times out of 10, you're not throwing any more than 300 feet on your last shot.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized.
First from Parnu, Estonia, sponsored by Latitude 64, the 2019 U.S. Women's Champion, Kristen Tatar.
I think I was super wrong. Did Katrina just shoot even yesterday in the conditions? Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Ella was the only person to shoot under par.
Yeah, we had 25 to 35 mile an hour winds yesterday. Today's like, what, 10 maybe?
10 to 12
yeah,
at most.
Manageable.
Kristen ripping a sidearm off the tee. This is crushed.
Anything past that ditch is a huge shot.
From Sioux Falls, South Dakota, sponsored by DGA, 4-time Dynamic Disc Open champion and 2-time world champion, Katrina Allen.
That's where a lot of the Estonians and Europeans were staying, I believe.
Right across the street from hole 1 tee pad. That's fun.
Yeah, what a great view.
Katrina starting off with a big bomb, going over that tree that comes into play on a lot of people's drives.
And similar distance to Kristen, which is to say way out there.
From Ninnica, Oklahoma, sponsored by Innova, Emily Beach.
Emily's had a really strong showing at a lot of the pro tours lately. She can crush discs, and she's an excellent putter as well.
She's left-handed, which is also very, very fun to watch. A little bit different lines out here.
Love Savage Garden on the tee.
Always fun to listen to people's tee-off songs.
It's taking everything in my power not to sing along.
No, go for it. What if we have to lose?
This is a karaoke song.
And from Universal City, Texas, sponsored by Dynamic Discs, the 2022 Waco champion, Valerie Mondojano.
You guys know who this lady is.
Yeah, we saw her on feature card the first day, and she shot a few over par, and she's worked her way back up. You can see how tough the conditions have played. No one under par for the tournament, which is really bizarre,
Crazy,
honestly. Yeah. This is kind of yanked and heading towards that out-of-bounds road. Oh.
Yeah. Crushed, but
yeah,
she'll have to take it far back from where it last crossed in bounds.
I was going to say, and hopefully that bush isn't in her way. She does have an open shot, but she'll have to make sure she shapes it in a way so it doesn't fade OB left or keep anhyzering right as well.
Yeah, she's basically throwing straight at the OB.
And typically this second shot's pretty open. That looks like a good correction.
Yeah, nice flex shot out into the middle of the fairway.
This hole is definitely birdieable. The second shot, you really want to kind of crest over this little hill you can see, so you have a nice open under 300-foot shot, like Madison said, to the basket.
Emily's going to get a lot of ground play off that. coming in really hyzery with a lot of spin.
Way down there. Kristen with an orbit grace. A little low, but fine.
So much ground pay.
More than fine.
Yeah.
So that short golf green grass.
It's gonna be nice today to see the stats looking a little bit more normal
Yeah.
from past days.
Valerie with a really great shot.
Oh yeah, nice recovery. She'll have a tap and par.
Tap and par with an OB stroke, and that second shot wasn't easy.
28% of the field getting a birdie on this hole. A lot more normal than yesterday. I think we
Yeah.
saw like what, 4%?
Yeah, maybe.
5%.
Yeah, this hole is gettable for pretty much everyone in the field when the wind is down. Kristen with just a harp chip shot. Something we love watching her do. Puts it to 16 feet.
Check out this gallery. We always have a big one at DDO. Today did not disappoint. Ton of people out watching women's disc golf.
Good shot from Emily there. A little bit of a tester to get your round going. She'll have to settle for par. Yeah, Emporia is always really fun for the crowd, and yeah, Kristen also with a missed putt, and all the extra activities, and
Yeah.
it's just like a great community vibe.
Yeah, and being centrally located, you get people from all over the place around the Midwest.
Katrina with the last chance for birdie on the card here.
There we go.
Good start. And taking a stroke on Kristen, 3 behind out here at Country Club is really nothing. That's not comfortable.
Yeah, the scoring separation on any hole is wide.
Yeah, you can easily have a 2-stroke swing on most of the holes out here. Hole 2, we are starting from a tee pad farther back than we have in the past. OB, you can see this kind of brown grass, that's all OB on the left. You want to get over on the right side as far as you can, and then second shot is straight uphill, and it's very far. I don't think regular arms can get this, but maybe our lead card ladies can. gkprodisc.com/shop. You saw all the merch we have in the top right corner. Check it out, support your geese. Leave us a honk if you like what we're doing.
Yeah, everyone that has already bought merch, we hope you're enjoying it. I know those t-shirts are so soft. I love mine.
This is a really common play to go between these trees, although that was like an uncommonly beautiful line. It was so smooth.
Yeah.
She does get a little caught up. It's hard to get through those trees clean.
Kristen opting for the sidearm here. I really like this play, but she is going to have to push towards the out of bounds a little bit.
Yeah, it's cut in a little early, and it's honestly a fine result. You would have to throw, I think, something really risky and pushing out of bounds to have like the easy second shot look. Emily may be able to attack a little bit more being left-handed. She swings it really wide and needs to work back.
Man, wide and very
And it
high.
does. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, that was so risky, but now she's set up so well for the birdie.
It's just like a standstill jump putt
Yeah,
almost.
huge putt. So, thanks. Huge drive there.
Al with the flex shot as well. Not quite turning it over as much as you want, but that tree should keep her from going out of bounds or even flirting with it.
Yeah, she's fine to still get her par there. It's possible she can even get a long look. Or even a short look.
Oh, yeah. What a great turnover shot.
Really
Pushing
good power.
up- yeah, pushing up to inside the bullseye.
I mean, that's got to be like 350 uphill in those trees. You think it's less?
Yeah, I think it's like 300 from
Okay.
where their drives are landing.
Okay. I feel like maybe it just feels like more. If you get behind this bush like Katrina and you have to shape something, it feels.
Yeah, it's pretty
Kinda long.
steadily uphill as well.
But
And then we had a left to right crosswind that made it really hard to get power on your disc.
Kristen really got through that tree and got way up there, setting herself up for a sidearm. This hole's easy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I only played it in the wind and it seemed hard.
This average right about even par for the FPO field. 20% of the field taking birdies. Emily going to be around circle's edge in the edge of the woods, and sometimes the putting can be brutal over there.
I think she's a little closer than that, but doesn't look like she has a window. Just going up and trying to float it in, but she'll take the par.
36% of the field getting in circle one for birdie.
Very cool. Valerie just a little high on her birdie attempt.
The dreaded top of the basket skip on these DD baskets. Sometimes they can go very far. Slippery, but she makes her comeback putt for par, no prob.
Slippery.
It is. It's like ice up there. Tap in par for Kristen.
Birdie.
Birdie. I can read it.
We had the block party last night. We're tired.
Yeah, this is a 4-round event too. It's been a heck of a week.
Yeah, birdie for Katrina as well.
This course takes 5 miles worth of walking to play.
That's true. 2 birdies and 2 pars.
Hole 3 is, in my opinion, one of the hardest holes off the tee, but in reality, the smart play here is to not try to bite off too much. We won't see that from the lead card because you can get here in one shot. It's downhill 466 feet with out of bounds, pinching on the left and right until you get to the basket where it wraps around, just around circle's edge. The trouble here is trying to navigate through these immediate trees off the tee while still having your disc on the right angle with the wind. Katrina looking like she's throwing something overstable.
Yeah, it's her pro line swirl Shasta hurricane. That's a lot of words.
Mm-hmm. Love supporting Shasta. Chris, y'all go by his disc.
I like Kristen's play here going wide sidearm. Not quite wide enough though. Realistically, you can still birdie from there. It's, like you said, kind of a difficult tee shot, but a pretty soft par 4, especially being downhill.
It's forgiving to maybe allow you to go for it as long as you go out of bounds way up down by the basket.
Yeah, like right now Emily I think is carrying out of bounds. There's kind of a bubble here of safety and it looks like she finds it.
I would love to be left-handed on this hole. It's a great wide open line over there.
Yeah, it's hard to get the sidearm to push that far as well. Straight shot from Valerie. It is turning towards out of bounds, but it looks like it's nice and stable.
Wow.
And she's got an eagle putt. I mean,
so
I think
good.
she's just outside circle 2.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous putt with out of bounds behind it, but still pretty cool.
Yeah, this left to right crosswind made the flex shot a little extra scary. She must have thrown something super overstable. Kristen trying to let the wind carry her down with that low sidearm. Doesn't quite get to the circle.
She'll have a chance to birdie it, though. We know she has all the power in the world from a wide straddle. Pro line breaker to 15 feet from Katrina. Looks like a pretty easy birdie.
This is the first of 3 holes in a row that are some of the easiest on the course. Emily, oh no!
Yeah.
Flashing the pan, skipping out of bounds.
You really have to get a lot of your birdies early.
She can still save a par from out of bounds with a good putt.
Oh, perfect from Valerie. The back nine is definitely more difficult. There's birdies all throughout the course, but yeah, like you said, 3 or even 4 in a row that are pretty gettable.
Just a barely low for Kristen, dead center. She'll have a tap in par. Emily trying to save par from her out of bounds location. Boom.
Yeah, good putt.
44% of the field taking a birdie here, and I forgot to mention there is only 25 competitors in the field for this round. So it is the best scorers at the event this week, and I think the stats will take a little swing to the positive side here. Or negative.
Do you mean massive swing?
Massive swing, true, after the wind.
Yeah, it's not only that they're the top of the field, it's what, 15 miles an hour less wind.
Mm-hmm. It's like a reward.
Hole 4 is a par 4. It's a new pin placement off to the right. There is out of bounds way left. That's hard to find. There is out of bounds right that you can find on your second shot, and that green that's walled is also out of bounds. If you can just get out there and land somewhere around that ditch, it's not a far approach shot, but it can be blind. It's definitely best to end up right, as far right as you can, so you can maybe see the pin.
So there's a couple ways you can approach this. The turnover like Katrina is doing is fine. If you turn it over a little bit more right than that, you can even sometimes see the pin.
Yeah, that's
on
what I
your
was
second
saying.
shot. Oh, but if you flex out to the left, it's no big deal.
Yeah, you can still get there. It's just, I feel like,
Blind.
a little bit trickier.
Mm-hmm.
This looks pretty good. It's just fading out.
Getting over that ditch
Well,
is awesome
yeah,
because she has
super
nice
far.
footing. Yeah. I feel like she's crushing.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 1 and now this hole 2.
Another grace from Kristen. Getting a little bit of late turn, but largely just a straight shot. I wonder if they're trying to go right, or if they're fine there. Like, you
Yeah.
can easily birdie from there.
I feel like sometimes if you turn it over too much,
You can find trouble.
yeah, so maybe this is the play here. Not trying anything too crazy. Emily smoking the disc as well, getting it over that middle ditch.
So the pin is just behind that dead patch on that hill, probably, what, 50
Yep.
feet or so?
And OB wraps close behind it around 35 or 40 feet. So you want to make sure not to come in too hot, just like Katrina does here.
Perfect control from Katrina. Kristen a little bit closer.
It's a little too much height. It's blowing to the right, but it'll still be inside the circle.
Yeah, I feel like that if you get, over the top of the hill, it kind of helps funnel the disc with the skips down to the pin. Emily having to go over the out of bounds green. Really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Are those stakes out of bounds, or is it farther than that?
It's further than that. It's
Okay.
the fence
Yeah.
on that side, and then there's a white painted line that wraps around the backside, probably 15 feet behind
Yeah,
the
I
stakes.
thought it was farther than
Yeah.
that, but
Those stakes are 12 feet from the
I know.
basket behind
I
it.
was surprised.
Yeah, as you can see right
Like,
there.
ooh, no, but she's fine. All really great shots. No one farther than, what, 20 feet for birdie? I do like this change from last year.
Oh no, just a little right and low.
Yeah, usually when she misses, it's, kind of on the pole, but high or low. Don't often see her miss to the side. Emily high as well. Valerie for her birdie.
I feel like playing in the wind yesterday, you get a little hyper focused, and then when with no wind on these greens, it's your brain's kind of like, oh, I can relax a little bit, and then you just kind of start chundering missing putts by a mile. At least that's what happened on my card to everybody.
Like, what do we even do?
Yeah, like you
so
don't.
easy.
It's not often you see two people on lead card miss back-to-back 20-footers. So it's everyone's kind of trying to recuperate here, recover from the past 3 days being blustery, windy.
Well, we still have 2 birdies on the card from Katrina and Valerie, and all of a sudden it's a one-stroke game here, folks.
I wonder how many lead changes we'll see.
Yeah, Katrina definitely reeling Kristen in pretty quickly. 4 down through 4. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Jennifer Allen, 3 down through 6, got a handful of 2 downs and some even par. So definitely looking a lot cleaner than yesterday.
Oh yeah, and I think we'll just keep seeing that momentum in the under par direction. This par par 4, you want to go highs are underneath this big tree. The cart path on the right is out of bounds, and the dead grass on the left is out of bounds as well. It is easily found if you hyzer out or put your disc too high because there was a right to left crosswind. Your second shot, you just want to get under these low-hanging tree branches, or if you're far enough right, you can go out and around. It's a very birdieable par 4.
Yeah, this one is definitely easier than last year's, which was a shorter tee but a longer pin position. This, you really just need to chuck it in the middle, and it's relatively wide. It's pretty easy to stay in bounds. That's perfect. Anywhere near that cart path to nowhere is great.
There is those little flags that you see right in front of the tee pad is an out of bounds ball golf green. They do come into play if you throw your disc too high and hit those branches, but it's more just I feel like a scare tactic.
Gonna get you.
It's here.
Valerie had a really beautiful straight shot with a grace. Kristen going another huge forehand. I believe that's a rive from her. Everyone landing in a just prime position.
This played as the second easiest hole on the day, and when we get to the approaches, you will see just why. They're pretty straightforward. This drive has a nice wide open fairway.
Emily probably swinging it out farther left and letting it stable out. Also a great shot. I wonder if she goes up and around to the left side. All the righties gonna go backhand to the right, likely.
I don't remember her throwing many sidearms, so I feel like we will
Yeah,
see.
I think she is very backhand dominant. Nice wide harp shot. Great trust on the disc. Puts it just outside the bullseye.
It's like a low-key run.
Yeah, it was the right angle for sure. So here is Emily throwing to the left side. That's a little too low.
Yeah, she knew out of her hand.
She's in circle 2 and will have a putt. This is a disappointing one not to get, though, for sure. Valerie with a nice straight look at it. I believe that's a slammer. It's like not even a low-key run. It's like
Yeah.
full run.
Send it.
Yeah, she leaves herself just about 25.
Katrina opting for the standstill on her second shot, giving it some height, letting the wind do work. Maybe it does a little too much work, but the tree says, no, we got you.
Yep, she is nice and close for her birdie. Emily with this tree kind of in her way. Looks like just a layup. Yeah, looked good.
So many chains.
Kristen for her birdie.
It looks so nice and calm. When my card came through, this green was a pretty ripping wind. It was probably the windiest spot all day. Maybe all the beautiful spectators are creating a wall to block
They
the
probably
wind.
planned it, you know. All right, guys, it's a right to left. Here's where we stand.
Let's huddle. Nice birdie from Katrina. Is that 3 in a row?
I think she's birdied every hole.
Oh, yeah, she was 4 in a row. Yep,
Yeah.
that's 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
Out of 5.
Go, girl. Can't even keep
You
up
go,
with
girl.
all of them.
We don't even have to do math. It's just every hole is a birdie.
She's on a tear.
She's going to go 18 under.
Focus. Get rid of any of those pressure thoughts and really center yourself, like where you're at and the shot you're throwing, trying to just really let everything besides the basket bleed away.
Hole 6 is an uphill par 3, 339 feet, OB string line on the left. You really need to push something straight. There is a tree on the right that blocks the righty hyzer angle, so you need to throw something straight that fades towards the left at the end. The out of bounds wraps to not too far from circle's edge. This is probably going to play pretty tough for Emily, though she does have some phenomenal turnover shots, so maybe we'll get to see something special.
The right to left wind did make this shot harder to attack than normal. But
Not if you are Katrina Allen,
no problem.
throwing a pro line hypercane to go 6 for 6.
Hypercane. Tight. Tapping 6 for 6. You can hear the flags blowing. We did have some wind up on top of this hill.
This is a good looking shot as well. Just needs some favorable ground action. Yeah, you want more left skip rather than a straight skip, but she will definitely have a chance.
This is the mistake that you can see the most often on this hole. Going early left, not quite getting enough of your disc to stand up and carry straight.
Too low and burned over from Emily, but
kind of like what we just saw
she's in bounds
on her approach. Maybe sometimes I start doing that when I get a little nervous. Sometimes you just don't even know why you're doing it.
Well, I mean, again, too, that
Turnover.
is a very technical shot. Look at how much she gets this disc to turn over.
Yeah.
Like that looked like a righty hyzer backhand, you know?
Yeah, it was a great shot.
She can do some amazing stuff, but it's so technical. Valerie throwing 3 from out of bounds. Lays up to take an easy bogey. Kristen has a low ceiling here. Looks like just a layup for par. So Katrina looking like she's going to tie it up if she makes the putt here. That's crazy.
It's unstoppable.
Kristen had, what was it, 6 strokes to start?
Mm-hmm. And Katrina,
Or 4. She had 4 strokes to start.
When Katrina's focused, man.
Yeah,
There's
watch
nothing
out.
you can do. Y'all want to hear something crazy? That was the only birdie of the day.
It honestly doesn't surprise me.
And it was her 6th one in a row. Crazy.
Wow, all tied up.
Mm-hmm. Getting the good ones, too.
Yeah, Katrina reeling in 4 strokes to have a tie. It's
Speaking
crazy.
of good ones, this one is very difficult to birdie. This tee shot through some trees with tight fairways with a low ceiling. Then you have to carry this out of bounds if you want to do the aggressive play. We'll see some people particularly maybe lay up to the left. Your second shot has to be a huge bomb, but there's out of bounds on the right and left that does come into play. Ideally, you get close enough that you can just chip up and take a par. Some of these ladies, depending on how their drives go in these calmer conditions, might be able to get up here for a birdie, but in reality, most people are going to be keeping it safe, chip, 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 take an easy par.
This is an interesting line. I haven't seen this. That's like the super safe play.
Yeah, I watched Kat Mertz do the same thing, literally to a tee, just barely, like skip off the sidewalk and be barely safe. Kristen biting off a little more here, but she gets tangled up in that early tree. Thankfully, that stops her from going out of bounds.
I feel like you have to push that tree to really attack for the birdie. If you go to the left of it and then hyzer out, it doesn't really leave you with an angle on the left side. You need to land like just past the out of bounds, kind of on the right to have a look. Emily throwing just kind of a low skipper, nice and safe.
Yeah, you can't really attack for the birdie from there, so she's just playing that chip, chip, chip play that we see very often here.
Here's the more aggressive line. She's carrying OB. That looks like a very stable disc. That's a great shot, but honestly still probably not far enough to get the birdie.
Yep.
Like the reason we're seeing our best players of the tournament here lay up is just because even with 2 absolutely perfect shots. It's so hard to get the 3.
This played is the second most difficult hole of the day. 48% of the field getting a bogey or worse.
I think that out of bounds is just a little too punishing for the women's field.
Yeah, especially that first patch, right, that we see Kristen throwing over right now.
That was a decent shot. She'll be a little close to that tree for her 3rd.
Emily with a really technical second shot.
I wonder if she's going out left, though.
Looks...
No, she's... Oh,
outside, inside.
It's inside, I guess. She's dead center, regardless of what happened in the air. And again, Valerie's shot being, quite a bit more aggressive than the other ladies. She still has over 400 to the pin.
Oh, probably 450.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, it
It's
plays
far.
downhill.
Yeah.
But
then back uphill.
a little downhill overall.
Yeah.
Valerie catches a couple tree branches. Hopefully she is left with just a routine upshot for par. This is kind of a big shot for your 3rd. I think she's going spike hyzer over the around the tree.
There was a little bit of a headwind / right to left. It does look like it didn't help her just straighten out as much as she would want, but she's got a long putt for her par.
Kristen's 3rd shot with a harp. Pretty tight on that tree. And she's in circle 2. Gets stopped by a tree at the last second.
Valerie kind of zigzagging on the fairway here. Her 3rd shot's back towards the pin on the left.
I really think that's how the fairway is shaped, though.
That is true. Even though it looks straight from the tee, it's the out of bounds zigzags you.
Yeah, and where the trees are placed. Valerie really drawing up this hole, I think, well. Looking calm.
And everyone throwing their 3rd shots somewhere up and around the basket. There were no birdies on the day. That is why this plays as one of the hardest holes.
Kat not even wanting to mess with the elevated pin, just lays up. Kristen for her par save from 36.
With the top 25 best women of the weekend, this still averaged as almost 1/6 of a stroke over par, which is high.
Yeah.
Very high.
I liked our shorter tee pad from last year. I think it was a really good attackable hole for FPO from there.
Yeah, and in these calm conditions, it really does show how difficult this distance is on this hole.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if there'll be any, changes for Worlds, any tweaks after looking at the stats and seeing how things played.
I hope there will be.
This played so much different from last year, even though it's like basically the same. It's just a couple of tee pad changes and pin positions, but I thought I wouldn't need that much practice, but it is very different.
It is very different. Hole 8, though, is largely the same as years prior. You want to chip something up into the middle of the fairway past this tree, but the OB does pinch in on the left side, and the fairway slopes downhill from right to left, so your disc can easily skip into that out of bounds on the left-hand side at any moment. Once you get more towards the middle, which is around where your 3rd shot will land, by this big tree in the center, it flattens out a little bit, so you can be a little more aggressive on your 2nd and 3rd shots. We'll see probably some birdie looks on this hole, but no surprise if some people are just playing for a par here. This fairway is really tight, and a lot can happen very quickly.
Yeah, the first shot really sets the tone of the rest of the hole here. It looks like a left to right wind, pretty strong here. And if you want to get aggressive and then go out of bounds, it's so hard to save your par. Emily headed towards out of bounds, but hopefully... I was hoping she would check up.
That was a very aggressive shot for a lefty player on this hole. I love that. I love that she's going for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a good drive in the center, it's actually pretty easy to get a birdie. It's just such a risky tee shot. And, let's see if Valerie pushes kind of over the crowd here. Yep. So that's the aggressive play, and the wind is going to keep pushing that, and it's going to have trouble coming in. I tried so hard.
We see some spectators hitting the dirt.
I think was that Ava Meyer? Yeah. She brings snacks and gave bracelets to all the FPO women.
Thanks,
and
Ava.
Dives out of the way for their discs.
Still wearing my bracelet.
Yeah. This is the safer hyzer. Not nearly as much distance for Katrina, but no chance of going out of bounds. Much harder to attack. She's likely going for par.
You can see that wind is really ripping. Usually when a flag is straight out, like we saw the spotter holding up, that indicates at least 20-mile-per-hour winds.
This is a Rive on the aggressive line, and this also is going to struggle to get back in bounds. Dive, dive, dive.
Ugh. It makes a last-ditch effort, but not quite enough. And they're going to have to take it where they crossed.
So early. It'd be so impressive if they save their pars. I fully expect them to do it.
But it would be
cool. Yeah, real cool.
Oh, no.
That's out of bounds, too.
Yeah, she finds the cart path. She'll be able to take it right where it last crossed, though. Still.
I mean, she's already throwing 5 from up there now.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 5.
What is math? She's throwing too many.
Yep. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
No,
All right.
she's fine. Yeah. Nice stable disc over the cart path.
Uh-oh.
No.
And
Too stable.
This is the hole 8
Oh,
tango.
this is like...
This is what happens.
Why do I love that?
You just go right and left, baby. It's just never... you can zigzag back and forth all the way up this fairway, especially on a windy day.
And that looks great. As long as it just settles. Yep. Yeah, you really have to like trust your disc kind of throwing down the cart path if you're right-handed. Because otherwise that left side comes into play so fast. We saw it with Valerie's.
Emily throwing 3, just trying to get over this hill.
She might have an easier time saving par being left-handed.
She's using the wind here, putting it way out wide.
Yeah, she's not really fighting it. It's helping her. That's huge.
That is huge.
She will have a great chance to save her par.
Kristen going for another sidearm. She can get to putting range, but it would be impressive to get inside the circle. This guardian tree is exactly what it's called.
Yeah, you're just throwing... Wow, okay, so she does get through.
Oh my Lord.
You're throwing up, and then you have to throw down and under a branch. That was great.
That was perfect. Wow. She always surprises me.
That's why I don't even like to say, like, what's normal or what we expect. They always blow my mind. I do love this line, splitting the trees with the backhand. Valerie gets herself to about 35.
I watched Jennifer Allen and Kat Mertz play this hole, both absolute crushers, and both of them got tangled up in that guardian tree.
It's easy to do.
See if Katrina can get around it. She keeps it nice and low, not even toying with it. Maybe get some ground action.
Oh, yeah.
She does.
Some great skips to circle's edge.
Emily throwing her 3rd shot, but for 4th stroke.
Ooh. Wow.
Running it, puts it right under the pin for a tap-in par.
Too. I mean, she was pushing OB. There's some trees there that can get pretty handsy.
Getting a par on this hole while throwing
with an
out of
bounds stroke, right?
Ugh.
It's unreal.
That's so good.
Oh, great run from Valerie.
Birdie look from outside the circle. Katrina from inside, probably around 20 feet, 25 feet. Oh.
1 inch high as well. Kristen from a similar distance. Missing a few from inside the circle. She looks confused.
Yeah. She does.
We haven't seen that lately.
And I feel like she's always straddle putting too. She's kind of more of a stagger stance right now. There was only 3 birdies today. Ella Hansen, Paige Pierce, and Natalie Ryan getting 4s.
With Katrina's par there, she does take the lead here. 2 strokes over Kristen. Valerie, double bogey. Emily with the only par. What a save.
What a save.
Brutal hole. Speaking of, hole 9 is a par 5. It's a tunnel shot. All of this is out of bounds. You need to cross the little wall you see there to be inbounds. That car path left is out of bounds. If you're out of bounds off the tee, you have to go from a drop zone in the left corner as we travel up this direction. All the stuff on the right is inbounds, but might as well not be. String line on the left out of bounds here. You can see it continue to the pin and wrap around the left side. A little bit of a tunnel on the last shot. If you can make it to the corner, you can really attack the pin from there. There's only a little over 200 feet maybe left. A lot of people just trying to throw a putter or a mid-range and not bite off too much and just be safe. Like, that's a great shot. You don't want to get too risky here. Man, I feel like so many things
Yeah,
just happened.
That was a lot. Yeah, are you out of breath? It was a headwind. You can see Katrina's just holding to the right. She'll get tangled up, but in reality from there she can fairly easily try to get out and maybe even get across the corner a little.
Yeah, she's not too deep. Hopefully she has a look at something. Valerie turning it over to the right as well.
Oof.
Yeah.
That one looks a little deeper. We will see.
Kristen throwing a fortress. Wow.
What speed disc is that? Like a...
I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to get it wrong. I don't throw one of these. I've not messed with it too much.
I feel like that was still kind of a higher speed disc. I mean, she gets way down
Yeah,
there.
I want to say 9.
Great shot.
Let's see what Google says.
Valerie forced to just pitch out. She hasn't been able to even get to the corner yet. She'll have to do that on her second shot, and she's looking at a par at this point at the best.
Sorry, I'm so late. It's a 10 speed.
10
a portrait. Yeah, I thought
that's probably one of the faster discs being thrown out of that gap
absolutely.
all day.
Also, and here's what I remember is it's so stable. It has a 3 fade, so like the fact that she threw that with out of bounds on the left is unreal.
Oh no, Katrina not having much to work with and doesn't quite even get out on her second shot. Valerie looking like she's taking a little bit more of an aggressive line here.
Pretty good angle.
Yeah.
I was going to say, as long as it doesn't cut roll. It sits down nicely, and she's pretty close.
The OB does
150
pinch.
feet, maybe?
Yeah, it does pinch as you get a little farther, but she's not quite far enough where you have to worry about it.
This is so far down here.
I can't believe this is her drive.
I know. She threw a fortress yesterday, and I said, oh, interesting, because I remember throwing a fortress, and it was just like a beefcake. It just goes so far left. So, wow. And what a great angle on that sidearm. Also kind of in that just over 100 feet range. Katrina just forced to pitch up with a putter.
Yeah, not trying anything crazy, and honestly, she can still par.
Totally. Yeah, it's a technical shot, but we've seen her throw those a lot. Emily on the edge here.
She'll be right around, oh, with a good roll inside the circle too.
Yeah, great effort from there.
Katrina throwing her fourth shot, trying to get to the green and save this par. That came out early, and it's not quite turned. She's going to be playing with out of bounds over there.
I think she is out.
Yep.
Yeah, it comes in pretty tight, basically right on the edge of the tree line. Valerie, decent touch, leaves it to, what, 20 feet? I don't know if that tree will be in her way a little bit.
Kristen throwing her third shot to set
She's
herself
so
up for
close.
birdie. Yeah, this is crazy. It's a chip. Kind of turfs it, leaving a tester putt for her birdie, but she'll have a no-nonsense par. Katrina giving it a decent bid from her out-of-bounds lie. She'll have to settle for a bogey.
Bogey, yeah. Kristen for birdie.
I feel like the roar of traffic sounds worse in the microphones than it does in real life.
Oh, I don't think so.
No,
it's terrible.
It's pretty bad over there.
Just relax and concentrate.
Don't think about the 18-wheelers roaring by at 80.
Man, Valerie's been all over the basket all day. Pretty long comebacker here after a little roll.
Oh, wow. Is that even possible?
I mean,
on these baskets?
Not slippery enough.
She's ice skating.
God.
Nice tap in
Weird
par.
to say disappointing par.
Yeah.
On hole 9.
20% of the field got birdies. That's only 5 people out of the 25. That's a rewarding birdie, whether you're in the top part of the field or not. That's a great feeling hole to get.
And we are all tied up again at the top. Good par from Emily. One of those weird mark it under the baskets for Valerie. She'll have to settle for double.
Oh, that hole, man.
It'll get you.
Mm-hmm. We'll check in with the leaderboard before we move on to the next hole.
Well, we'll do a recap here. After a
we're at 9 holes.
yeah, look at that. After a crazy 6-for-6 start, Katrina finding a bogey and then a double. She is still 3 down on the round. Kristen having a little bit more trouble, but she's still tied for the lead. Emily Beach, all pars. I didn't realize that. That's
Just
nuts.
clean.
Valerie finding a little bit of trouble at the end of the round here.
Yeah, and those holes will get you. There are a bunch of birdies left in the back 9, though. But look at everyone kind of chilling. A lot of people in the top 10 under par is what we expect here.
Paige Pierce and Ella Hansen 3 down through 10, kind of overtaking Emily and Valerie. Valerie moving down to 8th right now. She's going to need to pick up some birdies on the back.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us on the front 9 of the final round at the DDO. We still have 9 holes left and there's still a lot more action. We keep getting lead changes. In the meantime, check out our list of VIP members. You guys are the bomb.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a live stream for you guys at OTB Open. So thank you for supporting us. We'll do our best to provide you with more of the content you love.
Yeah, I know I've said it in the past, but again, leave in the comments anything that you're curious about, questions, anything that you want to see, that you'd be interested to hear from the 2 Hot Geese and from GK Pro. I know I'm interested. Thanks again to GK Pro for the awesome FPO footage. We got 9 more holes. See y'all on the back. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese on.